Hey guys, so I've been seeing all this stuff about how hard it is to get a gun license in New York City, and I can tell you for a fact that it is not hard at all. It's super, super easy. All you have to do, let me just tell you the steps because it's so easy. Everyone should do it. You just simply, you just go online at the NYPD licensing website. You apply for the gun license. And it's pretty simple. It's about 30 or 40 pages. You need to submit about 40 different separate documents, not just a normal proof of address or driver's license, but all manner of things. But yeah, it's super simple. You just fill out those 30 or 40 pages. You submit about 40 documents. A part of the form is you do have to sign something waiving your Fourth Amendment right. So you say if they issue the license, the New York Police Department has the right to search your apartment anytime for no reason needed to be given. They can just search your apartment, but that's a big deal. I mean, why not just give up your Fourth Amendment right to the police for no reason, just to have another constitutional right? I mean, hey, that's super easy. Then, of course, you have to turn over all of the names and every social media account you have to the NYPD. And if you don't turn over one, of course, that's lying to the police, and that's a major crime. So you do have to turn over all of your social media accounts, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you use. You have to undergo a background check. So they will undergo a background check. They will do a background check on you, of course. You have to also go to the courthouse and get written proof from the system that you paid, that you paid off any, that you basically have no parking tickets that you haven't paid. So even though at the courthouse they just go into the system, into the computer, and just pull up your record and show that it's clean, you still just have to go there in person for some reason. But hey, that's super simple. You have to contact the DMV and get I forget what the term is, but you have to get this proof that you have a clean driving record. You have to show your driving record going back, I think, 20 years. So you have to prove, that you have a clean driving record. And of course, this is in the DMV system, the New York DMV system, but God forbid the police, I mean, they're busy. So, they can't be bothered to be going in. So yeah, you have to get that. Also from the New York state government, you have to buy a safe. You need to take a picture of the safe. You need to send in the receipt for the safe. If you have an existing safe, that's not good enough if you don't own the receipt for it. You can't just send a picture of the safe. You need to send the picture of your safe and the bill of sale for that safe. You have to go down to the New York Police Department headquarters and get fingerprinted. You have to also go down to the New York Police Department headquarters and be interviewed by somebody who will decide if they think you're appropriate. They'll ask you, why do you need this gun? And just all sorts of things like that. They will question you about the law. So I hope you've studied the law, but you will be interviewed. It took like an hour. It took like 5 hours all because there's a lot of waiting time, but the interview itself took about an hour. You need to, so then you just wait. But then eventually you'll be sent a permission. You'll be sent something in the mail, a permission slip to buy. It basically says you have permission to buy. Then you can either go to the gun shop with that, or you can order from a online gun dealer, and they ship it to the gun store. So once that's been shipped, then you can go to the gun store, but you can't pick up the gun yet. No, we can't. That would be too quick. So you go to the gun store and then you take pictures of the gun, showing the gun's serial number and some other things, and making sure it's an approved gun. It has to be, it can only be black or metal colored. So, if you have one of those like tan Desert Eagle or Desert Storm guns or whatever, that's not allowed. So, so you have to take a picture of the gun, then you email that to the New York Police Department, and then you have to wait. So they'll just take their time. About a month later, they'll send you another form that says you now have permission to actually pick up the gun. Oh, and by the way, there was another background check done on you at the gun store. They're part of some system that does that too. So then once you pick up the gun, you can't just pick it up. And the gun comes, in most cases, a gun will come in a case, but you can't take it home in that case, even if that case can be locked. You have to have bought another case just for carrying the gun. You also need to have one of those locks that you put through the barrel, and you need to have a trigger lock. So you can't keep it you can't take it home in the case that it came in. You have to have another case with a key, and the gun shop has to verify it, and they have to verify the trigger lock and all the other stuff. And then if you have a magazine or anything, then you have to carry that separately. So yeah, so I did that. So easy. I don't know what all the complaints are about. It took 4 years from start to finish. It cost about $700. The gun shop cost about $150. The licensing was $340. The fingerprints were $99. The different documents I had to get from the court and stuff all had fees attached to them. So yeah, so around $600 or $700. Now that I think about it, is what you pay. So that's what you pay for the right to buy a gun. And then that's just for the gun. That's just for the license to keep it in my home. I have this gun. I bought a revolver. Hey guys, pretty cool. It's empty, in case you're worried. But I have this. I can keep it here in my home. I am never allowed to take it out of my home, with very few exceptions. So somebody breaks into my home and I'm home, I don't know what'll happen. Hopefully I'll never need to use it, but I can never carry it with me. That's a whole nother separate license that also I would imagine takes many years to get. And I would imagine, or from what I've talked to people, it costs about $2,000 to get that permit. And that's if you even get it. So many people won't never even be approved for that. But, we got to stay safe. This is New York City. I mean, yes, the criminals have guns, but it's so easy for us regular law-abiding citizens to get it. Now, I do not have even an unpaid parking ticket. I don't have any criminal record. I'm basically squeaky clean as a whistle. So that's probably why it went so fast for me. But, even if you've ever done something minor in your life, maybe you have got a DUI 20 years ago, maybe, I don't know what, I don't know, what do people do? Maybe, you did something. Maybe you stole a pack of chewing gum as a teenager. It might take you longer. It might take 5, 6, 7 years. But basically, it's so simple for us law-abiding citizens to get a gun. So really, everyone should do it. It only takes maybe total amount of time I spent counting the trips to the police headquarters a couple times, fingerprinting, courthouse, time on the telephone. And by the way, they're very busy, so they don't really answer the phone much. But I probably have called them several hundred times just to get through once or twice to a human being. But that's no big deal, really. So, yeah, I guess it takes about 100 hours of work, about $700 in cash, and 4 years of your life. But if you do that, you can have a gun in New York City. It's so easy.